I am surrounded by.
I'm often surrounded by.
The entire system is surrounded by
Freaking idiots.
My voice distracts me.
You?
No. You should know that by now.
All right, well,
man.
I'm going to give you a proper introduction. We're here today with Faysal Lawrence, stand-up extraordinaire. You've worked at what? The Laugh Factory. You've done the store as well, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not past there. I'm past at the Improv at the Laugh Factory.
Improv. Laugh Factory.
I mean, I open for people go around. I also write. I'm not writing on anything right now. Nobody is because of strike. But you know, I wrote for Amazon and Comedy Central.
Right.
I've done some script doctoring. I've done some ghostwriting for some comics.
Okay.
Yeah. You sign NDAs, but you'll see me on shows with them. Just guess which one.
I'm a funny motherfucker. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah. One day, everybody will know eventually, but
Yeah.
some people know right now.
Nah, bro. You're fucking hilarious. I've come to the Laugh Factory, seen you a couple of times.
Thanks, bro. I always appreciate that.
It's cool. We met in the whole Hollywood fucking scene.
Yeah.
Back when Hollywood was more like Hollywood. Now it's a
Yeah.
little depressing.
Yeah, it is depressing. It is depressing. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, we always joke like, people think Hollywood's glitz and glamour, and it's like, yeah, the clubs are still like that, but they're also not even as good as they used to be either.
Not at all. Like, bro, I don't go to Hyde or like in any of those like clubs like I used to.
Damn, it's nice that you had to bang on Hyde real quick. You're
No,
like, I don't go to Hyde.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, I'll be real though. It's not even nothing against like
It's
SB. It's just no, they're not the same.
They're not
just
the
as
same.
fun.
They're not the same. They don't invest the money in what it is social media. Back in the day, to get famous, these people had to like Paris Hilton and stuff had to go to the club, get the paparazzi.
Right.
Now you just go on social media or you just go have dinner at Catch with the person you want to be seen with. You don't have to go to a club walking out. They're not paying people $10,000 to do a walkthrough because you remember they used to change the club every like 6 months.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah,
That used to be lit.
It used to be great. It was great. And then so like I think that's part of the reason. Also, it's just not the same culture, not the same economics. Like
in 2020, definitely.
Yeah,
put a wrench
different.
in that.
It even set it back, but even before then, it wasn't the same. I think that EDM boom that happened when you and I met was like really good for the clubs because they were paying big money for appearances. And
then after that died, it kind of just And then the rap boom was what it was, but it had to be like now at that point you're selling tables. It's not just getting people in the club. It's more like straight up tables.
Tables and just it's just like you gotta get like people at the tables. It's like it became more about like flossing and like showing like you gotta show the sparklers. You gotta show everything that's happening, the half naked women and everything. But you can't. But not a quantity. It's not a quantity game anymore.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
I think that remember the lineup where Coachella went heavy on hip hop.
What year was that?
I think it was like 2018 or something, maybe 17, something around there. There was a point. Yeah, I think maybe 2019 actually.
Okay, that sounds more about it.
Yeah, 2019, 18, somewhere around there. They just went. They were like, we're doing. Yeah, 18. It was 18. I remember now because it was. They were like, we're doing hip hop. It's gonna be hip hop. Because you remember they did. They always do that.
I do remember that because I went out there that year.
Yeah. And it was a good lineup.
Because Gunna performed.
Everybody found out about new rap artists they like, and then like there was so many babies, baby this and baby that. But it looked like the Rolling Loud lineup. With a couple DJs and a couple rock performances, but that's what Coachella does. Like whatever the wave is, they ride it but after that, you couldn't find like house music in Hollywood.
Oh, no, it's not. That's it. Like they don't do because also they didn't want to pay these DJs.
Yeah,
that was a lot of money to pay.
You don't need the rap art. The rap artist doesn't need as much aid to just do like a couple verses as opposed to spinning for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They'll it's like you save the money. And also, if you're just playing hip hop, that's way easier than having the actual DJ there, like or the actual artist there, in my opinion. I like how I'm here for comedy, but we're talking about music and clubbing. But yeah, no, I like, that's my other expertise.
What were the clubs we were going to when we met?
Let's see. Well, I think Warwick was even new at that point, but no, Warwick is like one of those places that's timeless because they always update it. And then let's see what
yeah, Warwick was definitely new because we weren't there like that. I
know we were at it used to be called Create.
We were at
We'd
Create.
be there. Did you DJ at Create?
Yeah.
I remember that.
I played Create. I played at Avalon.
I know because you were doing house music as well.
Yeah.
I know you did both. And then I remember you jumped off early. Like, no, I'm not doing. No. I was like, you doing house stuff still? You're like, no, fuck no.
Because I saw in America it didn't have a shelf life. Like it was ending very quick, especially the kind of house music at the time I liked doing, which was like big room,
yeah. Now it's all deep house. And
that's
like that.
only for festivals now, and even the big room DJs, it's like that's very European.
Like it's even like I'm going to Europe, and I was like just scouting the clubs already because I was like. Because I'm pretty much married now, and we don't get out as much. But
you used to be in the streets. Boy.
I lived in the streets. I was born in the streets. She found me in the gutter. Oh man, it's so funny. Driving over here, I was like, oh, during the pandemic, this was the girl I used to smash right here, like where you, like right down the street. And it was like the quarantine thing. It's like, are you seeing anybody? No, I'm not seeing anybody. All right, I don't want to get anybody sick.
We gonna see each other.
Okay, yeah. You're just lying. You're just lying to each other. You're like, yeah, I'm not seeing anybody but you. It's like, yeah. Like it's not even.
Think how many people were doing that and just spreading the fuck out of that.
Oh
shit.
my god! Nobody got COVID from a restaurant. Everybody got it from going to a small party, going to the hills, and Like I remember that was such a funny time because everyone was just like again we lied to each other. I ain't seeing nobody but you because I'm gonna see my mom next week and I've been quarantined for 2 weeks, so as long as you good, yeah, I'm good. You good? It's like literally like do we need this condom?
No, I'm good.
No, I haven't been with nobody since my ex, and I know he was clean. He never cheated on me.
Yeah.
And then everybody got COVID and herpes.
So wait, you grew up? Where'd you grow up?
In LA.
So you're born and raised in LA.
I was born and raised in LA. It's kind of weird because I was born in Inglewood. We didn't live there, but I was born there. But no, we lived like on the west side when I was born, and then like West LA area. And then when I turned 1, we moved to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
We came back with my dad. My dad was Iraqi. I'm half Iraqi and half Saudi.
Okay.
My mom, my dad was like light skinned. My mom is a little darker. And then so we come back from Saudi Arabia. My dad just dipped. He was like, yeah, it's too much responsibility. I'm out. I was like, hey man, I respect it's kind of hard for a 42-year-old man to raise a kid.
What?
Yeah, so he just dipped. And then my mom and I were kind of on our own. She didn't ask her family for help. She kind of just we just kind of had that struggle where we we would rent. She would rent a room in a house we'd share. I shared the same room with her until I was like in 4th grade. So we but she was proud and she learned. She was educated, but she didn't speak English, and all her money was tied up back home for political reasons. My grandfather was a political prisoner, so it was kind of like I grew up here in LA, not knowing my culture too much. Spoke Arabic. I knew it through my mom and some of her friends, but all my friends growing up were pretty much everybody, mostly black kids, and then just diversity all over because my mom decided that we were gonna live in the valley and be just broke people around rich people.
Hey, I feel it though.
She's like, I'd rather live in a tiny apartment. Eventually, we got our own apartment. It was nice and it was cool to have your own bedroom.
But just the things you're around and you're exposed to are so different.
Yeah,
even still.
I never really thought I was too broke until I got a little older, and then people started getting cars. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I gotta see if my mom will give me her car. Yeah, I never realized, because she was good about making sure I had clothes, toys. She's like, I'm not gonna let you look poor. Just you feel poor when you come back. Oh, he's playing baseball. You're not playing baseball. That's a white man's game.
That's a extracurricular.
Yeah. My mom was like, hey, the basketball is cheap here. Play basketball. Yes, look. You're Michael Jordan. Yalla, go. Yalla, you are Michael Jordan. Yeah. Oh, look, Michael Jordan here. Michael Jordan. I'm not paying for a bat, baseball. Like Michael Jordan free at the park. Look. You want to be like Mike? Yalla, go. Be like Mike.
That's funny. So where'd the humor come from? So like, what were you doing before? Because when I met you, I don't even know. Were you doing?
The stand up. Well, the humor came probably from pain, but the humor, like I didn't realize it till because now I'm going to therapy because my girlfriend's half white, so
that'll do it.
Yeah. No, it's just I'm trying to be better about like life and stuff, and you realize this. I'm like, why am I drinking so damn much? It feels like it's fun at the time when you're just drinking and partying, and I was doing drugs, so it's like you're doing all this stuff, and you're like. My girlfriend was like, "You really just gonna rock it till the wheel falls off every day, every time you go out?" And I was like, it's what looks like, it's like the iceberg kind of thing. The tip looks like fun, but what's underneath is the pain.
Right.
I've been through so much. Like even when we were in Saudi Arabia, there was the Gulf War was happening because I'm gonna be 37 next month. So,
okay. Happy birthday!
No, thank you, brother. I mean, I'm gonna invite you. Yeah. So like there's a lot of unaccounted for pain, like why I had trouble sleeping, plus issues with my dad, all kinds of stuff. So I always used to mask that too with humor. I was funny. I remember watching like Martin, and I remember watching Jim Carrey, and I was like, I want to be like these guys. They're just fun. And then that's kind of like where those are the first people that inspired me. Like when my mom didn't speak English that well, so she let me watch whatever. Like I'd be watching Urkel, and they would say like I remember Eddie Winslow was like, "Dad, that music ain't got no funk," and she's like, "He said F word." I was like, "No, it's funk." She's like, "I don't know what this is." Change the channel. Here, watch cartoon. Watch Simpsons. She put on Simpsons. So you watch this, crazy. And I'm like, okay,
this is not better.
This is way worse. And then like literally the next word out of Apu's mouth was bitch, and I was like, okay. So I learned. So my humor was advanced early because I also had like insomnia as a kid, so I would stay up and watch Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien, and I was like, oh man, these guys are funny. So I had like nobody thought I was funny till high school because I was telling like Monica Lewinsky jokes in middle school, and nobody was like, I don't know who that is.
So you were organizing it in your head, but not realizing it.
Yeah, I was doing like the same
like Monica Lewinsky jokes, like
I was doing like late night jokes as like 11, 12-year-old. And like nobody thought it. I was like, I remember I had this English teacher. I'll still like in 7th grade, Michael Gross. I remember his name because he was cool. I remember he wrote in my yearbook. He was like, "Give your classmates a couple years to catch up to you. You're gonna be the funniest guy in your high school." And he was right. I was like the class clown. I was funny. It was great. And then it was cool because he saw what I like wanted to like what I wanted in life, and he like. He like instead of like making me write every time he made me write a book report, I would just do an autobiography of a comedian. I would just read their biography or autobiography and write on that. I think my 5th grade like autobiography report was on Eddie Murphy. So it was like
that's dope though.
Yeah, and and so he was like, I want you to write your own Tonight Show. You write everything, you do the interviews, just line that up, like format it. I want you to do that, and that was really cool. And then he got mad at me that I made a blowjob joke. And he was like, "This is not appropriate for class." But he's like, "But good job." Everything else. When I like turned like, and then I was like gonna be a lawyer and stuff. I never really pursued it because I was like, I had my self-esteem issues. As how it is like for ethnic men. I'm like, oh, no one's gonna want to cast me. No one's gonna want to come see me. No one's like, I don't look like these people in this magazine, especially like being Arab. I didn't see anybody when I was growing up. Yeah. So receding hairline, bald. Like I shave my head now. So it's like I was like, damn. Like I was like, I mean, my hair wasn't thinning at 20, but I was just like, still,
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. And then you're just like, come to find out now, I'm castable. Everybody wants.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Once again, you gotta let the people catch up to you.
There you go. I get. Damn, I never thought about it like that.
And it comes with just being yourself. And I think it's funny because even just seeing you now and just sitting and us chopping it up and doing like it's a calmer, more targeted face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you can definitely. I can definitely tell you're like your energy's calmer. It's
I give a lot of credit to, besides growth, my girl and comedy. My girl has a calming effect on me, but it's obviously me. I put in the work and
of course.
I was going to college and I was like, there was like a hookah bar I used to go to, And I was like, and everyone's like, Face, you're funny. Why don't you just try? Because they had a comedy night, and I was like, why don't you do this? I was like, well, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted to. And they're like, so I did it. And first time, I, I thought they were gonna give me 5 minutes. They gave me 3. I bombed. It was it was pretty bad. But the guy was like, he like clowned me on stage. He's like, see, people are funny in front of their friends, but when they come up here, it ain't real. But then he came to me, he's like, hey, that was actually really good for your first time. You have a lot of potential. Come back and do it. Come back and keep doing it. He's like, I'll coach you. So I was doing it with him, and I was doing it here and there. And then around like my mid, I was just doing it as like a hobby and stuff. So around like 25, I was still in college, and I stayed in college forever. Like when we met, I was probably like finishing college.
Oh
Maybe,
shit.
no, well, maybe not. No, not that late. But anyway, I was just like, I was depressed and just I didn't go to law school. I just kind of was just floating around. I was waiting tables and partying for 3 days at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of pain there. And then my friend, I remember like my friends were like, you need to get back into stand up. That's what you wanted to do. That's really, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know. And I had the self-esteem issues. And then I don't know, like like around 29, I was like, I'm gonna be 30 soon. I need to figure out what I want to do. It's either just give up and die because you're depressed, or figure out what you want to do. And then and then my friend Danny Waters would like sit me down, have these pep talks. I think Danny. I think great actor, another great actor. Big fan of yours. He always talks about you.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, so he used to sit me down, give me these pep talks. I was like, that's it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do it. And because when I came back to do it, it's been like 6-7 years now since I came back. But when I came back and I was like, I'm doing this. I'm putting everything into it. There was I'd already done it. So at the amateur things, like where you audition, basically the open mics, at the bringers where you have to even bring people to perform. And I think you've come to those too.
Yeah.
Like when I did those at the Comedy Store, it stood out and got attention from the bookers at like Laugh Factory and Improv, because they were like, he's good. They're like, he's good. And he's already got a little following in LA because everyone's rooting for him.
Right.
So it got me seen quicker because I'd already done it. And so many people, I don't think I've ever been really mean to anybody.
No.
Yeah, I think I have a good soul. So yeah, I think everyone's rooting for me. So there's like, so that it got me looked at faster and it shot me up quicker, and I've got an opportunity from that. And then Laugh Factory put me on first, like, and the real professional. Mm-hmm. I mean, improv and Laugh Factory, but Laugh Factory really like helped me, gave me a weekly show, got me like to meet comics faster, and got me to like help me like open for people. And it's nice to be like friends with all these people that I watched at home when I, It's nice to be friends with you.
Man, back at you, bro. Man, that's fucking cool, man. So what do you think you've learned over the process of just doing comedy? Like the consistent, where do you feel like when you saw your biggest leap in growth, and then where where are you now? Like what's just in your thought process? And you said it's been the last almost
6-7 years, I think.
7 years now.
Something
So
like that, yeah.
In the last 7 years,
actually, maybe coming up over, like 7.5 years.
7.5 years.
I believe so. Yeah, I came back. Yes, anyway. No, it's about to be 7 years. I'm stupid. I have number dyslexia and ADHD.
Doing well.
I'm high functioning though. But no, dude. For me, for what I've learned, is consistency and just keep doing it. Is like consistency and keep doing it, and it's like don't have an ego. Like just get in where you fit in, and it's just like the process of like doing things. It's like the same as like working out. It's easy to do, hard to execute.
Yeah,
it's like it's everything. Like don't feel like it's just I've learned so much. I feel like the biggest leap too came during quarantine. A lot of time by yourself. A lot of time. At first, I'm like, what am I gonna write about? How I'm just sitting in the house. Like I was like, I'm not gonna. People are like, you're gonna do a lot of writing. I was like, about what?
Yeah.
And then there was like a lot of introspective stuff about like things with me, my culture, my family, things I realized like, I don't really agree with some of this, or I'm not happy about this. And that time helped a lot. And I came back like guns blazing when I came out of quarantine. And it was like, it was really funny coming out of quarantine because comedy was like illegal. Yeah. So there was like There was like speakeasy comedy, which was hilarious. Like there was the best show in LA. This was the funniest part, and I tell people the best show in LA, and it was even written in Variety, was done in the bed of a truck. And like it was Matt Rife and Paul Lea. Matt Rife was like the biggest comedian in the world right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they were running shows in the bed of a truck. And everyone's like, you were doing shows in the bed of a truck? I was like, before you talk shit, Bill Burr was doing the show in the bed of a truck to practice because he knew he was going to hit the tour soon.
Right.
And, like, it's like an addiction. There was also like comedy shows that where people stayed in their cars and it was like a drive-in. And then you're getting honked at. It's like you're supposed to respond to me. Like, oh, that's clap. That's,
what's with this guy?
Yeah, like yeah. Imagine someone just wants to heckle you. All they have to do is and if they're drinking, they just fall asleep.
Yeah, you can't compete with that.
Yeah, but the bed of the truck show was so fun because it was they made it like a stage, but it was really fun because it was like it just made me feel like they picked up out of work comics at Home Depot. Like we need four for a show. Like all right, we got a political. We need one black guy. Give me the black guy. Okay,
come on, just for ratio.
Just for any girls there? Yeah, all right, there we go. Like okay, yeah, I do it. I do drywall too, whatever you want. Yeah, I do it for you, amigo. There's no fail.
What a crazy time. It's dope though that they got that. That's a good idea. In that time, where would they do them though?
They popped up. They had like some lot like kind of in Eagle Rock because they were getting shut down in LA, and then they moved to like LA. It was funny though because like then they had these outdoor venues that popped up, like people who had outdoor theaters. Like there was a place called Supernova that really went off. Did you ever go to that one?
No.
You can almost walk there from here. It was great. It was nice in the round. That was like they could do a documentary on all these. And I was thinking, but I was like, I should do a documentary on all these places.
Yeah.
That popped up during quarantine. That'd be great. But yeah, because there was Jam in the Van on the West Side. They actually had a filming license, so they were getting away with it legally. Plus, like, if you don't like that, it's a protest. But whatever you want. Right. So it's like these places, and these places are still around. That's what's great. They like a lot of these places dropped off. Like the show was called Long Time No See, the Bed of a Truck show. But that originally started that one's great because it started in the belly room of the Comedy Store, which seats like 50 people.
Yeah.
Elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
But now it's like in the main room of the Improv. The main room, it's on the road. Like the guy one of the founders, Matt Rife, is too busy, but he still does it a little bit. But it's going to be at the JFL Just for Laughs festival. It was part of Netflix's festival because it's like memorable to people, and it has a brand now that's like, oh, this thing was keeping comedy going. Like again, they wrote about it in Variety, and then Supernova show, they moved that to the Berman Room, so it's indoor, but the same booking and the same concept. And then Jam in the Van is cool because they made so much money from comedy. They moved to a bigger studio. They're a record label that just also happens to do comedy and have a stage. They do music and comedy, and it's great that like comedy was able to help them buy a new place, and also they still run some of the best shows out of the West Side from doing, and they still do outdoor and indoor shows. It's just it's great that these people have had like, comedy has helped build these things and kept them permanent,
Yeah.
It's almost like an artist who was underground became mainstream.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, comedy's great. It's fun. It's like something I would do if I was like, I would always just do it. I would, like you've been fortunate enough to make a good amount of money from from acting. So.
But I know what you mean, man. It's the same how I am with like acting and music. Like both, like I would do them no matter what. I enjoy doing them. Yeah, there's turmoil and struggles doing it, and it's
Yeah, there's always gonna be that thing as an artist when you actually make it a career where you're like, well, I should have got that part. I should have gotten that show. I should. And you're like, oh well, I don't really like this industry part of it. I don't like the business part of it. Mm-hmm. But the art itself, like, I don't know about you. Like, if I was just like a teacher, and at night I got to do my sets and make a little extra cash, or even just or even just not.
Yeah.
You keep doing it.
It's something that you'd want because it's enjoyment. It's enjoyment, and I feel it speaks to the soul. Like it speaks to who we are as people.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know about how I don't. I mean, I've finally started doing a little camera acting. I haven't really gone out for much, but I don't. And soon there's not gonna be much to go out for.
Not
unless
pretty soon, none.
Yeah, unless I'll be going out for the picket line. That's about it. But I don't know about like acting, but I'm sure from what I've experienced, because I actually like took acting class. I never went out for auditions. But there's like a therapy. There's like that buzz after. There's even like you might hate a project or hate what you were doing, but there's still a little buzz.
Well, it's also enjoyable to like. It's like anything. When you nail it, when you get it right, it feels great. There's no better feeling. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's like when you're up on stage killing. There's no better feeling.
Oh yeah,
it takes a lot of time to get there though. But
yeah, you put in the work, everything, and you also got to have the opportunity to be able to show that like, yeah, like, I mean, I think your earliest work was like The Wire, right?
No.
I remember you as a kid.
Yes. That was my early. Yeah. So since 4,
I forgot. Yeah,
consistently like every year had something.
Sorry, I meant like your first like serious, like as a serious role kind of thing.
Oh, serious role? Yeah.
So it's like when you actually get to show your
act. Well, I got to show mine because I had I was in Ali and shit, but like I wasn't doing much.
Yeah.
But
don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Best kid.
Just like looking and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think The Wire was my first role that was like serious.
And you got to show your acting
drama.
Chops and just like so I'm saying like when you get that opportunity and you kill it, I'm sure like that felt amazing every week. And then like,
but you don't know what you're doing, which is the hard part too, because you got to remember like that was we shot that 05 or 06, something like that. So cameras, we weren't just watching back shit like, oh, that's gonna be dope when that airs. Like, nah, it was kind of like, oh, you might see a little part of what you shot. Okay, cool. I guess I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's parts of the show being shot you'll never see.
Yeah.
Because you know, like all the political parts and all.
Yeah, the leave it on the editing room floors.
Like it's just crazy. It's like it's tough, but I do enjoy being able to be in an industry that's like so fulfilling. Like you said, like I don't know if I could just be like a teacher or somebody like a 9 to 5. Like, because also I don't think, for example, if you were doing that and then just doing your sets at night, you very rarely does somebody elevate and refine their skill as quickly.
Yeah.
It's not enough time because they got to focus on writing these papers, you know, doing whatever the fuck. Like, so by the time you get around to your comedy, it's a second thought.
You know, there's that struggle because like in this industry, you go back and forth between needing a regular job and not until you get like famous. So you know, but that's why you got to find like stuff that that you don't have to take home with you if you do. Right. Like that's why you find a lot of actors that are waiters, a lot of writers who are like bartenders and waiters and like things. That's why it's so like, you know, because you could be like, hey, I gotta go for a couple weeks. Like, cool, we'll cover your shifts. Like, you could do that kind of thing.
I see what you mean.
You know, and like, you know, that's like, I remember like serving and having someone like, hey, I got an audition. Can you cover my day shift? I'm like, yeah. You know, it's like, so that's why that's why people are like, why is every LA person a waiter? Because that's how you're gonna live in this expensive city while still being able to pursue your dream. But yeah, no, but yeah, back to the original point. Yeah, it's funny that you could see playback because, you know, I've like script guided, you know, and stuff like that, like for either stuff I wrote or stuff like I assisted writing. You know, there's like the writer. It's like you're basically like you write to the writer and the writer puts in what you want, or you help the writer correct. You know, like, you know, I'm just explaining for the people watching, but so it's like you're script guiding sometimes. And it's really funny. I didn't even think about that you could watch it, right? Like, see, so this is what you did. This is what we need. Or the way I used to do it is like this. You go up to the actor and say, hey, that was great. Do you mind saying it this way? So we just have both, which is the way.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's a nice way to say, like, can you say it like how I fucking wrote it? But like, yeah, sometimes they do just want to see it both. But so that's the mystery. Like, but there are like some writers out there that'll be like, yeah, that's not how we want. I'm like, what the heck? No, shut up. Like, let the director talk to him like that.
Yeah, people are vicious about their words. They're serious.
Well, writers are the fucking weirdest people in the world. They're just, especially like comedic writers. They're just awkward because comedians are awkward. Like,
right.
Like, yeah, like I'm probably one of the cooler comics, and I'm not. Dude, like these guys, you could meet any handsome, good-looking, except for Matt Rife. That motherfucker's cool. It's like black comics don't count; they're all cool. Basically, anybody that's not black or Matt Rife, who is basically black. He grew up. I threw his birthday for him one year.
Oh, really?
Well, he wanted to get all his friends in the club. I was like, bro, you are a handsome guy and wilding out. How long have you lived in LA? You know you can get a comp table for just posting the flyer. And I got him, and they took care of him at Warwick. And he's like, I was like, just tip the bar. He's like, of course I'm gonna tip. He's like, I was like, so I don't have to pay anything. I was like, no, bro. And I saw his friend. All his friends are black. All his friends are black.
He's a wilding out.
He's from Ohio, and he's not from like Cleveland. He's from I think he's from like near Columbus or something. But I was like, because people are like, oh, I hate Matt Rife is he fakes that accent. I was like, he's not faking that accent. I've worked with him on set. That's how he talks. That's because that kid is black, and just like a black successful man, he also likes white women. That's what I always joke. I was like, my girlfriend's half white. When I get on Netflix, she's gonna be all white.
Wait, she's white and what?
She's white and Hispanic. And Mexican and Yaqui Indian.
Oh wow!
So she's like she doesn't speak Spanish. Like it's funny because her parents live in England.
That's wild.
Yeah. She was raised here, and then when they retired, they moved to England. And like people always like think she's Arab, and they think I'm the Dominican. They think I'm like, you guys reversed. They're like, you're Puerto Rican, huh? No, I was like, no.
I just came back from DR too.
Yeah, how was that?
It was lit. It was fun just to get away.
Is there a little maestro running around in 9 months?
No, there is not. No. It wasn't a gentleman's trip. It wasn't one of those. I went out there with my girl and like.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm out of touch. I didn't even know you were dating somebody. That's great.
I mean it's newer.
Oh, so, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, every time I see you, it's just like I run into you with like at a comedy club now.
Yeah.
You either come with a friend to support, or you're supporting somebody. You're always supporting your friends.
Yeah. That's what I do because I love comedy too. Like it's one of my favorite pastime entertainments. So like if my options are club, go bowling, or go watch some comedy. Bowling and comedy are up there in the top, and I'm picking comedy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I appreciate it because you're friends with some really funny dudes too, like Denny Love. Yeah, hilarious.
I had him on.
Yeah, Denny's great. I love Denny. I like to annoy him sometimes, but
he's easily annoyed too.
I can tell. So like it went from like. Am I annoyed? Like I felt self-conscious. Like, am I annoyed? And then I'm like, oh, he just like has a short patience with things.
Yeah, he has short patience.
If the story takes too long, he's like, he just walks away. I'm like,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. No, you would take it too long with the story. I was like, I wasn't taking too long with the story. I was like, but he's hilarious. No, he's such a funny guy. And who's the other dude that he's friend? I just started becoming. What's the other dude?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but I saw him at.
It's his buddy.
Laugh Factory as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
And he's the one. He has like the
crazy hair, light skin.
Yeah.
That's gonna bother me. I've said it recently.
I should just look at it. Posted something about him.
Yeah, he is really funny, and I want to.
He is funny.
I want to show him his love. I want to give him his flowers.
Same,
yeah, Denny's hilarious. He's a good guy. Denny, I felt bad. Denny Love let me. I was lit, and he let me bump him to go. I was like, can I just go early? Because my girl and my friend want to leave. The show's taking forever. He's like, all right, man. He was like very nice about it. He's like, let me go, and yeah, he was great. He was great. But he was great. He came on after. I was like, all right, but he let me go, so we got to watch this, then we can leave. It was funny. Danny and my girlfriend were there. We were gonna go we were supposed to go out, and the show was taking forever.
Yeah.
But Danny's great. I forget what the hell his friend's name is. He's good dude. Is bothering me.
Man, I saw him. When did I see him?
Whatever.
I saw him same show. It was the show that Denny was on. I think he was hosting.
Yeah, and I think you came really one time when I was filling in for the host, and he was on the show. Well. I forgot the dude's name, but he was.
That was the time.
That was the time. Yeah, I came. Denny was kicking it, and I think his name starts with an A. It's like there.
Alvin.
Alfredson. Anyway,
Damn.
you're funny, whoever you are. But,
I'm just gonna put it in the podcast. Bing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just fun. What's you know Tehran the
yeah.
So Tehran was on the road, and he asked me to host this show for him, so I did, and that's the last time I saw him and Denny, and that was good. Yeah, Denny. I remember I had an Uber driver. I guess he was friends with Denny, and it was my birthday weekend. I was drunk, and my girlfriend and I were going to kick the hangover at a bar, and we were drinking all day.
Yeah. And
we go to, and the guy was like, I don't know why how we started talking about comedy, and I was telling him about, or something happened. I think I was telling my girlfriend actually about Denny Loves joke, because he has that Popeyes joke. I don't know if I'm not gonna give away his joke, but it's funny. But my girlfriend always sings the Popeyes jingle out of nowhere just to make me laugh. She love that chicken in my mind, out of nowhere, nothing pertaining to it, and it makes me laugh. And she hits the octaves perfectly, and I was telling her the joke, and I think the dude was like, "Oh, that's Denny Love, that's my friend." I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "He's like, damn, you must really like him because you know his joke." And I was like, "Yeah." And then we I think we either called him, or no, we sent him a text, and I just said, and I said some joke. I texted him. I was like, "Yeah, I was talking shit about you, but I was joking." He's like, "Remind me to never let you bump me again." I was like, "Nah, I was singing your praises actually, but it's just nice to mess with Denny sometimes."
No, Denny's a really good dude, man. He's funny too.
Great, and he's a good actor too.
Yeah. I met him when he was doing the acting thing first.
Really?
And then he ventured over to comedy.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you who are your favorite comedians of today?
Well,
I know it's so hard. It's so different now.
You know, the thing is it changes, because sometimes comics, they get so big they can't relate anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many comic there's even it might be the special is funny, but there's these pockets where you got too rich.
Yeah.
That's why that's why I always love Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Because he is the same every time. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's just constantly constantly annoyed or whatever. It's really cool because we got him for my birthday show last year. That was fun.
Oh, that's it.
So Bill Burr is probably my number one because he always consistently makes me laugh. I mean, I love Bernie Mac. Obviously, he's not around anymore, but that was one of my favorites.
Legend.
Yeah, but I always said I'm glad that Eddie Murphy's eventually going to be back. I know he got the money for it, but I was like,
yeah, I was wondering about that too. I was like, didn't they hand him $60 million?
Yeah, I heard it was 80, but I think part of it's for that movie. I think part of it was for the movie, and the other one's for a special. It takes a long time to make
over to the movie. I think he was probably like, "How about I knock out a movie and a special?" And then they were like,
I heard it was 80 for two things. So I think that's probably one and the other.
And then he gonna be like, "How about we just do another movie?"
Yeah, because doing stand up is I mean, it's writing for someone like him. He could probably get it together real quick, but it's hard for someone like that to go practice.
Yeah, it's hard for someone like that to go practice. And not only that, let's be fucking real. Eddie Murphy's funny, and we've seen him at his best doing stand-up.
Yeah.
In today's sensitive-ass climate, what can Eddie Murphy and still be a movie star go up there and say?
Yeah, that's
Raw and Delirious would be erased if this were now. So
you got some people that get grandfathered in, but they're all white people.
Yeah,
everyone who gets grandfathered in is white. They and I don't want to play that card, but they love to take a black dude down, especially they love to like Russell Peters could go up there and say shit. He says racial shit, but he's grandfathered in. Anthony Jeselnik could say whatever he wants. He's grandfathered in.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Andrew Schultz could say whatever. These guys, Tim Dillon, these guys are this is this is where I am. I mean, how many people honestly, if you look at the shit that
Kevin Hart can't even do it.
Kevin Hart can't even. I was gonna say, look at Chappelle. They try to come after him, but he's uncancelable too.
Yeah.
But that's just because he's just the GOAT.
And that's Dave Chappelle.
That's Dave Chappelle.
Because if anyone else did that shit, no.
It's like when Jordan was gambling. It's Jordan. Let him gamble. Like we don't care. Like we don't care.
We know he wants to win, so fuck it.
Hey, that just tells me he's a competitor on and off the court. What do you like? Like I mean, bro, shut the hell up. Like he got 6 rings. Like that's how it. That's how it is. Like they try, like he even tells you like, hey, they're gonna try to cancel me for this next bit, and then they try, and then everyone's like, all right, and then there's like whatever, it's here and there, just like, and even with women like Tiffany Haddish, like they tried to come after her for like some sketch she did. She did
with Ari Spears, another comedian.
And they got rid of her. They got Ari Spears, but Tiffany, who I love, that's my homegirl. She's likable, and you know how many things she does for kids, like so many charities she does. She grew up. I think she spent time in the foster system a little bit because her mom had to go, like couldn't take care of her, and she like was raised by her grandmother and aunt and stuff. Like so she like they it's kind of weird how they're so quick to go after like black people who are up there. They love to knock you down. And so with Eddie Murphy, I don't know. That's what I would wonder. Would he get grandfathered in or not?
Like, I think he would be grandfathered in, but see,
they would still come after him.
And they'd come after him, and the problem would be his joke. I feel like now you either have to be somebody who is like, oh, he says terrible things, or you play the game. And you don't say anything too controversial. Eddie Murphy's never been known as just he says terrible things. He does it with humor.
Yeah.
But I don't think that will translate in this era.
Yeah, he
and they don't want the Shrek movies banned. They don't want all the Haunted Mansions banned, all Beverly Hill Cop. Like, if you cancel Eddie Murphy, do you understand what other shit you cancel with it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Coming to America, shit. All 3 Beverly Hills Cops. Even though we only.
I wish they canceled that sequel. Coming to America. I like Jermaine Fowler, but I mean, no, that was.
Yeah, the Coming to America. We just needed the first one.
Yeah. I was like, that was a perfect story. They always do that. They always do that. When you wait too long to make a sequel, then you shouldn't make it.
But you know what I've learned? That's their. When you're a superstar, made a hit movie, and you know this shit can't last forever. It never does. You want to keep that hit movie so you can come back around to that bitch. So even think about like how long Will Ferrell took to do Anchorman 2.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is Anchorman, bro. Like, we can always pull this back out when the chips are fucking down. We coming back with Anchorman 3 or Bad Boys. That's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's like, hey, shit ain't going too good. I can't do no Oscar movies. Nigga, you want to knock out this other Bad Boys?
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
And the last one didn't even do it did well, I think, but it didn't get good reviews, and they're still coming out with another one.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, to be fair, Fast and Furious has showed you that you don't have to make a good movie. I was just
gonna say Fast and Furious.
I think those are just like, I'm wondering who's seeing them, because I'm not. I don't know, dude.
He said, because I'm not.
Because I'm not, and I don't know anybody who is, or somebody's lying. I don't know. Somebody is seeing. Is it like the Chinese market? Like that 1 billion is keeping them in, or what? I don't know who.
Yeah, that, and I think people just go. Okay, certain people just like seeing movies.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm baffled by this face. Like,
I love seeing movies.
I like seeing movies.
I miss going to the cinema. That's so hard to do now.
Yeah, right. But you see how you say, I miss going. No, there are motherfuckers who still, they got that AMC movie pass. They going religiously. And when it's shit like that, Fast and the Furious is out this week. You know, ain't shit else in that realm out this week.
At least the stunts will be cool, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's that.
Yeah, it's like the same people who, they're not putting out Fast and the Furious. Okay, back in like 2002 through like 2006, like we were getting like every year bangers. Like you would have a movie like John Wick
every couple months.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you'd have like, I remember I was looking at some list and it was like Finding Nemo came out and like in another theater was this movie, and you're like, holy shit! Like we had like amazing options. Now it's kind of like, no, Fast and the Furious comes out this week, and then the week after that, nothing as good as Fast and the Furious. Like it.
Yeah, you had to be like, all right, I'm gonna see this movie. Like up until like 2009, 10, I think That's like because all the writers. I think part of the problem is all the writers also went to streaming. So like you go where the money is.
They played them though with that because the upfronts are good, but that back end
no,
ass.
Yeah. No, that's why we don't have writers right now.
Yeah,
it's like
Same as SAG though too.
Yeah.
Like we don't make. If I do a show or I do voiceover on a show or anything, and it's on network television, it's good.
Yeah.
If I do a show and it's on streaming, like the residuals are like
just like Amazon, man. There's like they like those checks I don't even see those. I like just throw them in like I think I've gotten a residual for like 41 cents or $1.71.
I've gotten those.
Yeah.
I still take a picture on the Chase app though.
Yeah. Every take the picture of the I do I do the First Entertainment Credit Union because
Got you.
I love First Entertainment, man. They got the official they got Anthony Davis the billboard was right here. It was right here. I remember I used to see Anthony Davis. I was like, yeah, Anthony Davis was my credit union. And it's kind of cool because there's some projects that like they're on like a lot of the lots too. And so there's some projects you get the money way faster. Like if you're like it's like SAG, you know how you get the like direct deposit quicker. So but this whole podcast was sponsored by First Entertainment, by the way. No, but first in entertainment, First in Credit Union.
That's funny.
But they're cool. They also like APR is low. It's just great. I got bad credit. I used to say
APR is low.
I used to joke like I'm black where it counts credit. And I'm gonna get canceled. But no, I don't know. Yeah, they did front load the hell out of that shit. Yeah, and we were with comics though, with being canceled, like Eddie, like I think Eddie has a chance. When I saw him do SNL and come back, and that was like the best SNL episode I'd seen in a long time, and I just saw the opening monologue, I'm like, he can still do stand up.
Yeah.
If he takes the time. Someone like that, someone that big, it's hard. You gotta do unnamed appearance. Here's the thing, you don't get these people, like there's a Bill Maher. Bill Maher says he doesn't do the clubs anymore. And I'm like, and he just goes and does his shows and he's like, I'll work it out on the road. I'm like, you're not getting honest feedback. Those people love you because they just want to see you.
Yeah.
There's times where there's a big celebrity coming to do a show. They've been acting on a project for 6 months. They haven't done stand up in a year. They haven't even probably been around anybody that doesn't work for them or they're working for in like forever. Like they've been on set and they go up there and their comedy's not that good. And they're whatever at Laugh Factory, whatever. And it's because these people go up and they'll still like them, but would they come back and pay to see them for an hour? Like, I don't know if I want to see that person for an hour. It's because they haven't gotten and done the work. I like what Kevin Hart does. He goes to a small town, stays there for a couple months, and like works out in that town, or maybe a town that like a Nashville that has like transient audience, or even a Vegas that people go in and out. Just works out, does unannounced stuff, comes out and just stays somewhere. He does that. He like changes towns, maybe some whatever, like they'll do like Indiana. That was like, that's really good for someone that big because you can get honest feedback, you can work out, you can get away from all this stuff, and that's like. I remember this comedian Christopher Titus told me, he's like, I stopped doing these showcase shows, but he's like, I started realizing I don't know if my comedy's good right now anymore because I haven't had an audience that wasn't there for me anyway. Like they're just like, they just want to post that they saw you. That's what's different about today. Back then they used to be like, oh, you fell off. Now they're just like, oh, great show from this guy. Like they hit the 6 drink minimum.
Just fans. Yeah.
Yeah. So you as an artist, that's respectful for someone like Christopher Titus or Kevin Hart to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Because sometimes, so like and that's why you also like when you see a show, you might be like, oh, these people are famous, but you don't know Faysal Lawrence. You don't why is Faysal Lawrence there? He's there to round out the show in case the famous people are too busy.
Right.
There's a guy, Jay Washington. He's hilarious as hell. He's an actor too, but he's great. He started in comedy, and he's on so many lineups. First of all, he hangs out, great networking. Great.
I know that name.
Jay Washington.
I've definitely met him.
He's a big black dude.
Yeah.
I think he used to wrestle a little bit too.
Okay.
But he's funny as hell. brings good energy. And him and I are always popping on lineups, sometimes together, sometimes. And he was like saying, he's like, when Tiffany Hash this is a direct quote. He's like, when Tiffany Hash is there and she's been on set all day and she hasn't written any new jokes and she just wants to go up there and just talk to her fans and have fun. He's like, yeah, that's fun. They had fun, but you need the Faysal, the J, to round out the show. Yeah. To give them like, you know, the one line, the quick liners, the written jokes, because the like what a big actor might be doing, right, is talking and like just talking to the audience, doing crowd work, having fun, but like you might need some. You know, you might when someone wants to go home, and be like, "Damn, isn't that funny? He pointed out that thing I never thought of," which an actor might not do because they've been on set all day, right? And they're just delighting their fans, or they just might be clowning the people, which is always funny. But you also need like the, damn, that made me think. And that raises the difference, raises the bar between, oh, I'm just up here fucking around and this feels like a meet and greet, opposed to, no, this is a comedy show and I'm willing to pay $100 to come see you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you need that refining of, like you said, the show. Yeah, and to the credit of, I just use Tiffany as an example. To her credit, like, she's hilarious. She always gives a great show. I remember when she was like, you remember, like, there was like, she was Kevin Hart for a little bit. Yeah, when she was literally in everything. There was that. I don't think she was home for 3 months. Sometimes she told me she hadn't stepped foot. Which is like a good blessing and a half. But she loves comedy, and she goes how and what. Like now she's actually doing like a tour and stuff. So she's actually like working out a lot more. Okay, she's got time to write jokes. She's got time to work on jokes. She's got like that. But I remember when she was just going up there talking to the audience, and it was funny. Something funny would happen. She's great at crowd work. She's quick. She's smart. And that was great, but you know there were times where it's like, okay, now we got the crowd work, we got that. There's always going to be a crowd work comedian. There's going to be comedians that don't even I improv sometimes, especially if I'm hosting. But there's also people also want to feel like they learned some or they thought us like, damn, that's so true. People love to say, damn, that's so like isn't that like the best thing when you're like, why didn't I ever think about that? Right. Like when Bill Burr made that joke about like there's always two people in a relationship, one person who actually does the dishes and the other person who just lets them soak. That was one of the best observations I've heard, and I was like, I was so mad I didn't think about it because I'm the motherfucker that lets it soak. My girlfriend just went like this when we were watching. She just looked at me. She's like, oh. That's very. Oh, we gotta let this pot soak a little bit. Just so you ain't got to deal with it till. Yeah. And he's like, and it's like that. The other person's like, it's like, oh, I was gonna do that. It's like, you know, you saw that special, right? He's like, I was gonna do that. He's like, she's like, God damn you, no, you weren't. I got my hands full of scrambled eggs. It's disgusting. Oh man, yeah. Oh, man. I love to do that too. I love to do the perspective of like, damn, why didn't I think of that? Like I had like one of my favorite observations. I think I put the clip online. I'm gonna put it on, so I'll burn my joke. But was my favorite observation is that the reason kids don't like they go on YouTube now and watch other people with video games is because my generation fucked them up because we never let our little brothers get the controller. Oh yeah, you've heard that. So I've been doing it for years, so I don't mind burning it. But it's like, and I like that one is always like, damn, I didn't think about that. And you just letting them play, not plugged in. Yeah. You're like, here, this one's your controller. It's not plugged into shit. You enjoy it. Enjoy that. That. It's not plugged into a goddamn thing. No, I know what you mean, though. Yeah, those observations are. Yeah, because crowd work is quick, funny, because it's spontaneous. It's like improv. It's quick. It's funny. It's fun. You're like, you didn't write it. The trick is making people think the stuff you wrote is actually just dialogue. But it's hard to write funny shit like that. That's why we work on it. But the improv is good, funny. You're like, damn, that guy was funny. But there's also that, damn, that guy. But there's something that's long lasting with. Damn, that guy was funny, and it made me think. And it could be like a social comedy. That was like, I remember watching Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother. Yeah. So Tony's famous in his own right. I love Tony. Tony makes me laugh probably the most because he's one of the best crowd work comedians, and he writes good jokes, and he weaves his material into the crowd work. And I remember I was talking to Tehran actually. I was like, I gotta be honest. Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians of all time. Like when I was a kid, that was one of the people I watched the most. I say Chris Rock was probably like my first favorite comedian. Wow. And I would watch him and I would mimic him at school. Like I would tell my friends the jokes. And then I was like, but Tony's making me laugh more, like more laughs per minute. Like wow. I get more, he's like, Tony's funnier. Chris makes you think more. He's like, Chris has like, Tony, you're like, damn, that was hilarious. And I was like, damn. Although I do think they both make you think. They both have these great social commentaries, but Chris has these big, like, you know, like big social commentary. You're like,
overarching commentary.
Yeah, you're like, that shit stays with you. And Tony has those too, but he just clowns the front row forever. I remember he was. You remember? Obviously you know your boys from Chicago, like Jabari and them.
Jabari
and Jamal.
Yeah.
Once I remember
thought you were talking about a comedian. I'm like,
no. I'm sorry. I meant your actual friends.
Jabari.
Yeah, shout out to them. I love those guys.
Man,
I love those guys. I love when they used to live down the street. I used to walk over their house all the time.
Oh yeah, right in Alta Vista.
Yeah, exactly. Put the whole address out there. They don't live there anymore. Anyway,
no, they're gone.
No, they're downtown, right?
Yeah.
Now put out that.
Put that address.
Put that address. No, but man, I miss those guys. But no, we would have lunch sometimes, or we would go kick it. But anyway, I remember they always came to support it.
Yeah.
They came to the show one time, and they were just sitting right in the front row. Tony walks out first thing. He's like, "What's your name, brother?" He's like, Jamal. He's like, hey, "Of course it is." He's like, "All right." And he was talking about. He was like, "Where'd you get out, Jamal?"
I know Jamal was dying.
Yeah, it was great. And then he was like, "I'm gonna find a sexy white woman for Jamal." And he's like, "Hey, sexy white woman, want to take a chance on Jamal?" And this little gay white dude in the back, he's like, "I'm looking for a sexy white female for Jamal." And this gay white dude in the back was like, "I'm a sexy white female," like that. And he's like, "Damn, Jamal, that is." He's like, "That I don't know I know you can't see from your seat, but that is not a white female. But you've been in jail. It's all the same. Come on, Jamal, go get it." He's like,
I wish I would have been at this.
He clowned both of them for so long, and then weaved in his material. It was like, I remember the set verbatim because I was just like, damn, this is a master class.
I was gonna say master of his craft.
Yeah, Tony Rock, Maximini, Ian Edwards. These three. I'm sorry, Ian Edwards is great, but Ian Bagg. These three guys are three of the best crowd work comedians I've ever seen in my life, and I learned to do crowd work watching them. I'm like, see how you just ask a question, wait for it. You don't got to rush into anything. Say it with your chest.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, but Tony, Max, Ian, these guys are like so special. But that one with Jamal, because it went on for like 10 minutes with him clowning the other dude, and I remember everything about that night, and I just remember like everyone was dying. Tony's one of those people you got to put last in the lineup because it's gonna be hard to follow.
Right.
I followed him. It was. I remember he even told me to say a joke, and that shit didn't work. I'm like, well, Tony told me to say it, but I did well. But like, yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna hit those fools up. Where's Jamal?
Man, I was talking to. It was funny. I was telling Jamal that I was gonna have you on. He was like, oh yeah. He was like, that's gonna be a great interview.
Yeah.
He was like, Face is hilarious.
Oh man.
So what's next? What do you accomplish? What do you want to accomplish next? With comedy,
man, so
in life,
you know, it's being a good person. So therapy, I never really tried the social media thing because it wasn't that important until quarantine. Mm-hmm. I was like, here's like, I'll post my tweets, things like that. Nobody wants to read. Everyone wants videos.
Right.
So I'm starting to get to that point. I'm good at writing. I'm like, why not come up with some sketches? So I'm starting filming. I finally got the camera.
Nice.
I mean, I've already seen like an uptick. I'm filming my clips, putting them out there. I'm gonna start YouTube. I want to do that. I want to do the social media part.
Right.
As for like, so I want, I want to get my notoriety because like, I'm still like going. I went to Chicago recently for shows. That was fun. It's your hometown, right?
Yeah.
Of course. I was Chicago. I did not realize that city was so as clean and great as it is.
Man, it's a great city, and it's way cleaner than New York. Like when you go, you realize like, holy shit.
New York and LA too. So LA. I don't think anyone ever thinks of LA as clean. So even the Valley, like okay, maybe the Valley's like clean, but. Like,
it's cleaner.
It's cleaner. It still got its dirty pockets.
Like, yeah, and like I said, like I remember I moved here 2009. Like, dude, it was nothing like this.
No, they rebuilt the city, and 2020 just took it back down. It's sad because I love my hometown. I love LA more than anything. Like it made me sad when things were like going like when I saw homeless and like refugee camps.
Yeah.
The whole town's like refugee. There's a homeless issue with the refugee camp, and then even like if you go to LAX and you get an Uber, you got to go to a refugee camp to get the Uber. Like they're gonna go in the cage, and wait for your car.
I hate that bus that you gotta take to.
You gotta take the bus.
It's the dumbest shit, and they say it's to make LAX smoother. It's like
it's the worst traffic I've ever seen. It did not help at all. I was like, you put more buses that take up more room, and then like, yeah. So forget what I'm about. This is what I'm going to talk about. That stupid refugee camp they have at LAX. Like they like get on the bus. It feels like you're going to do a bid. Like they're like get on the bus, and you go down there
with
and
all
you
your luggage.
It's like
terrible.
It's like wait, I forgot my bag. You don't got a bag. Get on the bus. And then they're like, you go, and then like the Armenian guy, like, hey, hurry up! I gotta make 6 to every terminal. You're at terminal, and then it's like, hey, if you take an international flight, you're in the middle, so you gotta take the bus. If you're like 1 or 2, you're like, let's just walk. But if you're,
I've never been 1 or 2. I'm always 5 or 6.
Or the terminal B, or terminal B. That's why, like, thank God my mom lives in the city. I don't like to make anybody pick me up from LAX, but because of that, like, homeless encampment that you have to go do. Because it feels like District 9. You're like, get in there, prawn. Get in there, freaking thing. Get in there. You want an Uber. You want an Uber.
Uber driver.
You want Uber. You want this guy like, I am at the T2. Like, or he's like, they make you do like some color-coded grab thing, and the stupid like phone like tracks you. It's like, I know you're not close. You're like, come on, let me order it. It's like, I know you're not close. Like, yes, I am. Look,
close enough, motherfucker.
You know, I think my phone is broken. No. We know your tricks, you piece of shit. You get close there, then we'll call you an Uber. You wait another 15 minutes. I'm like, should I take a taxi? It's like, that'll be $600.
If you'd like the Uber to come right away, that'll only be an extra $2.99.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so
priority Ubers, priority Postmates.
Priority Postmates is a ripoff. You get it at the same time.
I know.
Yeah. It's stupid. It's the principle of the thing. $3 ain't hurt nobody. I don't want to give Uber $3 for nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when like you got a friend that cancels on a table. It's like, I can afford to lose the $50 on the reservation for canceling, but I don't want to give them $50 for nothing.
Right. No.
Yeah.
I do think though, it is nice that if you live next to a place that's super popular, they will come to you first. Because I've seen that before, where it's like, oh, Parker has 1 stop on the way or 2 stops on the way. You're kind of like, damn, you're really just driving around my house right now.
You're really gonna make me have this cold ass food. It's I've done that.
Smoothie all melted and shit.
Like, oh well, thanks for the ice cream soup.
It's a juice now.
Oh man, it's like, yeah, dude, that freaking thing. Chicago has it right though, by the way. The Uber Postman, where you just go to one terminal, they pick you up right away.
Oh yeah.
So that like other like Miami has it right. You just go upstairs. You could get picked up from the arrival area. I don't know why LAX hasn't figured that out.
Oh,
when I went to go do shows in Miami, you just go upstairs. Once you walk out of the thing, you go to the upstairs gate. They're like the Ubers just pick you up there.
See, Miami though, they're newer to the whole Uber thing in general.
Are they?
Because Miami was not fucking with Uber because the cabs were such a big thing out there.
Yeah.
And so now I guess it's kind of like Vegas. Like Vegas just embraced it. Once they embraced
they gave them their own lot.
Fuck it.
They have a lot of real estate though. The rest of it's like Mars. So like they got land for days.
Yeah, literally.
Miami. Yeah, you just go. Miami's kind of cool when you get your Uber though, because it's a fun game. You look at the person. You can look at their name. You can look exactly what they look like. You're like 90% chance they don't speak English.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they can look like you, and it's like I remember. I was like, damn, I'm having so much trouble telling them like my hotel was like you had to go through an alley to get into it. And it was like a nice place, but it was like in Brickell. You know, Brickell's all like So like the turning point was not where the address. So I was like, Dereche, and I'm like, oh, thank God I got a brother. I'm gonna get there. It looked just like you, and he's like, and then they're mad that I don't speak Spanish because they think I'm Dominican. They're like, hey, why you don't speak your language, stupid? Puto, come on. Get in the carro. I got I move those plantains. It's fine, puppy. What, you got a baseball bat back here, dude? You play for the Marlins?
You're so fucking good at accents. You're really good at accents.
I need to do voiceover work.
Bro, you do, because holy shit. That shit's funny.
Plug me in, bro.
Bro.
Oh, man.
I definitely, whenever I have an opportunity to, because that's impressive. Most people don't realize how hard that is to just be able to just flip. I knew you could do Obviously like Pakistani or Indian.
I'm Arab, but thank you. It's okay. Black people can't be racist.
Wait, you said Iranian.
Saudi and Iraqi.
Iraqi.
So both Arab.
Okay.
You're from Chicago. We got there's a lot of us out there.
Hey, what's up, good? Ak. No, that's New York. They say Ak in New York.
Yeah, you get the freaking, don't you get the freaking, what do you call it? The Lucy's? at the Arab store. The Lucy cigarettes. That East Coast. That's like an East Coast
Loose
Midwest
squares.
thing. Yeah, you get the Lucy. Yeah, you get the Lucy from the Arab. You ain't gotta buy the whole pack. I'm trying to quit. Oh man, that's funny. Got DJ, yeah, thank God we got DJ Khaled. I just hate that that's our representation.
That is.
It's like everyone knows they know him and like Muhammad Salah.
But you know what it is? DJ Khaled. I feel one of the reasons they fuck with him so hard is because he's not scary at all. It's like why they like Don Lemon. They just want someone who's just like, you can't be too intimidating because everyone's already scared of you, and he's a big guy, so it's just
he's just chubby, happy. He's not tall at all. I met him one time, and I was trying to talk to him, and he wasn't having it. But he was at a restaurant. We were like, I wasn't like going to his table.
Yeah.
I was like in the bathroom. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Arab too. He's like, all right, and they just walked. I was like,
all right.
He was like, all right. He's like, I was like, okay. I thought we'd like what kind of Arab are you? Usually Arabs like especially in LA because they're all Persian here. Like, but I mean, he gets no hate from me. I just hate him. But
he's like, you know how many motherfuckers have had this conversation with me?
He's like, and you got a beard. You look like the before picture or after picture of mine, and I'm the before. Like, come on, I'm not dealing with this dude. But no, I'm sure he's a great guy. You know what it is too. He's just fun and positive. I think that's like good. I mean, we're starting to get a couple Arabs out there, like Rami Malek.
Why do I know that name?
He played. He's the actor. He played Freddie Mercury, and he was also what's that robot show? Whatever. I didn't watch it. Nobody watched it. Nobody watched it. Everybody watched Christian Slater, but I don't know. Yeah, we got a couple. We had some secret undercover Arabs or half Arabs, like Shakira's half Arab. We got Selma Hayek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both those names are Arab, but everybody's like, she's Mexican, right? I'm like, no.
I thought she was Spanish.
Yeah, she's half Arab. Shakira too. There's a lot of half Latina. I don't know what it is. You know El Pastor tacos?
Yes.
Did you know that was invented by Arabs? That was invented by Arabs that immigrated to Mexico, and they're like, you guys like to put pineapple. You know, we do this thing called shawarma. You just flip this shit, put the pineapple on top. You don't gotta squirt the juice on. They're like, what? And then that's why they do it like Arab style. It was from Lebanese immigrants that went there, and like those are the kind of Arabs that eat pork because they're Christian. So they're just like, hey, we'll show you. We usually do this with lamb and chicken, but your shit's fire. This pork is fire.
That's wild.
Yeah, and they're like, look, you just use the bread here. It's like shawarma. They're like, so they invented the pastor taco. They're like, yeah, it's crazy. That's why we all need to fuck.
Think how many delicious foods we would have.
Oh, bro, you know what the best thing that happened?
So segregated.
You know what the best thing that happened? Like, I'm a big foodie, by the way. So there's a big Japanese immigration that happened in Peru. So you got like ceviche that tastes, but it's also sashimi. Like you got all these things. I tried this restaurant. It closed down. I guess nobody got the word out. It was getting good reviews, but it was called Kazito with a U, but it was a Japanese Peruvian fusion. But there's more of those coming out because it's like a thing, and it's bomb. It's bomb. I don't know why the Japanese went to South America. America no good.
Japanese Peruvian fusion.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's even doing some Japanese Brazilian stuff. So like you'll get like sushi with Brazilian flavors. Like the Japanese know how to cook in general. Have you ever had Japanese or Korean fried chicken? That shit is
yeah, that shit's good.
The place up the street does Korean fried chicken. It's not Electric Owl.
Oh, really?
Have you tried their fried chicken?
No.
That is like top 5 fried chicken. It's spicy too.
I've seen it on Postmates too. I was gonna order.
Bro, you go to the happy hour, it's like $4.
Take your girl for a cheap date.
Take your girl for a cheap date, bro. They got happy hour. It's a nice patio. I'm sure the weather will turn around eventually.
Man, it's been like this for forever, bro.
It was better in Chicago.
I believe my parents were telling me, they're like, oh, it's hot outside. It's like 70s right now, sunshine. And I'm like,
we better get a 90 degrees Christmas again. That's all I'm saying. It better be 90 degrees in December if I'm dealing with this right now.
So
and paying these taxes. Oh, bro, I get so cold. But yeah, back to your original question from 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm working on writing my own script again because I wrote the thing with I wrote that last thing I wrote besides like some little things. I also like sometimes help a TikToker write ghost write here or just write a sketch. Some of these lawyers you see like the TikTok lawyers. They've reached out about doing some stuff. So I'm doing some stuff that I can do non-union, but I want to work on writing my own series again. So I wrote the show that Matt Rife started with, Bird Patrol. Nobody watched it, but now it's not. People watched it, like hundreds of thousands, but that's not enough to get a second season.
Yeah, no, sure.
Maybe less than a minute. I don't know the true numbers. I don't know what they're trying to mess with us on, but Bird Patrol was like a project I'm really proud of. I didn't create it. My Brendan McNichol did it, and I had a co-writer, Sean Harris.
Okay.
Sean and I took turns helping each other, but we each individually wrote 5 episodes each, and that was like a really good project. That like it kept me going during quarantine because I couldn't do comedy, but I was able to work on this project, and I it's so weird to not be able to be in the actual writing room. We had to do that shit on Zoom.
Wow.
And and it was fine. And I did a little acting in it. Like there's a character I play. It's a German guy. I blurred out my face so I could put it on blonde wig, and people didn't even know. And I was a little chubbier in the thing because I got a little quarantine fat, and I broke my leg. But and then when we shot it after we got out of quarantine, I was a little chubbier. But it's like, it was a small project, but it was on Amazon Prime, and then now it's for free on YouTube if anybody wants to see it. Great show to just smoke a little weed, and just they're 10-minute episodes, so to 12, 13 tops.
Okay.
It was done for short form. And so now I want to try to write another sitcom. I've had an idea for a while, finally like starting to put pen to paper. So that's kind of what I'm going to be focused on, the social media and that. And of course, stand up.
Right.
I love stand up. I took 2 weeks off, like a little while ago. I got sick too. I got sick, and it made my blood boil, made me itch. We're going on vacation. I'm gonna be gone for I'm not gonna probably be doing stand up for like 3 weeks. I'm gonna be coming back like I got so much shit to talk
you're
about.
Gonna have so much. Do you just write it down as you come up with it?
I got notes.
Yeah.
You know what? A lot of times happens. I'll have a conversation with somebody. I'm like, oh, that's funny,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, oh, that's funny. Let me like. A lot of times I do sit down and write, or I'll just turn off the radio. Well, fucking,
I'm like, what fucking generation you in?
Yeah, I take my Buick. I turn down the dial like this, and
turn down the radio.
Then
I roll down the window.
I roll down the window. I turn. I whatever. I turn off the music or the podcast, and I just start talking to myself. I used to do this in college to like get ideas out when I first did stand up. They didn't have Bluetooth then. I just looked crazy.
Wow.
So then people just thought I was either on speakerphone. I was like, or I used to put like a headphone in, but I'm not talking to anybody. But now it's like, cool, everybody got Bluetooth. You're good. So I just like, we'll talk. And because I'm Arab, they're probably like, oh, he's yelling at somebody. So it's like, so that's kind of like how I do it. Some people just sit and write. And I'm like, there's no one way at it. Mm-hmm. Bill Burr doesn't actually physically write anything down. He practices them like auditorily. Me, I make bullet.
He's the Jay-Z of
Oh, is that what Jay-Z does?
No, well, yeah, Jay-Z he'll rap, he freestyle. It's a freestyle, but then he writes it in his head.
Yeah, that's kind of what he does. Yeah, he writes in his head.
Lil Wayne just freestyles.
I heard that.
Yeah, then he just punches in where
yeah. I heard Eminem like write something in 13 minutes or 2 minutes. And then it's just good to go. And it's just like there's no one way at it. Like there's comedians that like type everything verbatim. I like to do I heard Joe Rogan and Whitney Cummings, they use their laptop and like verbatim, like a script. Damn. I do like an outline. I'm like, and I maybe the first time I might write keywords that I want to, like, this word's funny, make sure you use it this way. And I go on, I do it, and I'm like, all right, I fix it. But I don't usually refer back unless I haven't done the joke in a long time, or I want to rewrite it. Sometimes I'll just rewrite it again, just a new perspective. Or like, yeah. So that's what's good. That's like my process is, you might say. One of my favorite jokes came, I was talking to someone on a podcast, and we were just talking about, like, England and how the food's trash or whatever. And I was like, oh wait, my girlfriend's family's British. I was like, oh, and then we were like talking about, because he was Indian. I'm like, they stole all the spices. I was like, how do you go all around the world, steal everyone's spices and not season your food like that? Yeah. It's so funny because someone commented on that post because somebody posted it, so like this comedy, like whatever, like comedy fan page, whatever. They're like, oh yeah, we want to post your clip, whatever. And I was like, yeah, y'all got almost 1 million followers, please. And they posted, and someone was like, Oh, he definitely stole this. He definitely stole this. He got it from. He's like, he stole this joke. I've heard it 1,000 times. I've never heard anyone make this joke, except for when we were talking on my podcast. And I was like, there's such thing as linear thought.
Yeah.
These people just want to talk sometimes. I was like, show me the other clip. I didn't say it. I don't respond to these people because you can't. Some people they're just bored.
If you said you stole this, then you should have a exact
person.
Here, yeah.
Have an exact person. I've seen someone steal a joke, and I'm like, that's Jeselnik's joke. Or that person's that. I remember when I first did comedy, I saw this guy go up there and murder the room full of white kids and Armenians. And I was like, damn, that fool is funny. Wait. That's Eddie Murphy's joke. I was like, he was doing Eddie Murphy.
But they were kids and they didn't
They
know.
were young Armenians and white people at the hookah bar. They've never seen it. I had the DVD. I think it was either Raw or Delirious. I forgot which one had the West Hollywood woo woo joke.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was that Raw? I think it was Raw. He pull that shit over. He did that joke, and I was like, oh. I was like, this fool did it. And and I told the guy who ran the show, he's like, yeah, he's a black comic, knew these people don't know that old shit. He's like, he just did it. he's like, I didn't watch the set, but yeah.
I didn't watch the set, but yeah.
I was like, well, you should stop booking him.
That's crazy, man. Well, shit, bro.
Oh man, thanks for having me, bro.
No, I appreciate you coming through.
Oh
man.
yeah, I was like, how are we gonna fill some time, man? I could talk to you all day. That's why I haven't seen you. That's why.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be easy.
Yeah, it was too easy.
Seeing what's going on in life.
Bro. I got 6 more hours. Let me. Yeah, I love you, dog. Yeah, we gotta hang out though. We gotta hang out, man.
Let me know your birthday coming up.
Yeah, birthday.
Oh
July
yeah,
29th.
we have the same fucking birthday.
Is it July 29th?
July 29th.
I did not know. What are you gonna do?
I don't know yet.
Oh man,
I heard there's a huge boxing match.
there is.
Who is it? I can't remember who it is.
I might move the birthday show then because it's been hard to get people because it's the weekend. All these comics are out of town.
Yeah, because it's a Saturday, right?
It's a Saturday, so it's hard to get comics in general.
Mm.
And besides that, it's just that's also JFL weekend just for laughs. A lot of people going to Canada.
Okay.
And I was like, if there's a boxing match, I'm just gonna call it and move it to the weekday, and just party on the weekday.
Yeah, because that might make sense. And then I mean, you still have the weekend too.
No, I'll just enjoy my birthday. I hate working on my birthday, but I was like, it's on a Saturday. Right.
It's nice though too working on your birthday because you feel like I'm getting paid. It's a good day. Things gonna go right, but it is stressful.
It's stressful. It's stressful. And it's like I just want to take the weekend off, go to brunch.
Just go to brunch.
Go to brunch on my birthday. That was the best. So last year I was hungover as fuck. I just went to brunch. It was beautiful. It's beautiful going to brunch. My girl paid for it. It was great. She took me to Lavo. It was great. I was hungover.
How was the Lavo out here?
It's good. It's good. You know, I actually was
you
like,
gave me the bullshit. It's good.
No, because I was surprised because I was like, this is some Hollywood bullshit. Yeah, but here's the thing, Lavo's good. Especially, I actually like their brunch. There was nobody there, but it's not like the party brunch like they do in the
Vegas.
Other yeah, like Vegas and New York. But like there's better pasta places. It's good though. It's solid. I had low expectations. That's good, but Mother Wolf, that's the jam.
Where's that at?
Right down the street. Mother Wolf. It's have you heard of Felix?
Yes.
So it's the same guy. That's his new place. He's got another new place too.
Okay.
I call it Funky, but don't go to Funky. Go to this place. Funky is the same menu for more because it's in Beverly Hills. Gotcha. Go to Mother Wolf. What's cool about Mother Wolf too is the place is tight. The pizza's really good. The pasta's amazing, and all the other dishes are amazing. But also they're playing like hip hop, uncensored, and it's kind of cool because like you don't usually get good like Italian food with that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, so it was like really cool. Like I think I saw like. I love when people. I don't know. I like to read complaints from Yelp reviews. I just like to laugh. So there was somebody's like, I like this place, but I don't like they have cursing words. And I was so excited to try the restaurant. It's got great ambiance, but maybe they could just play some classical music. I'm like, you're in Hollywood, bitch.
What do you expect?
You literally have someone shooting up needles right outside where you're eating. Like you're really like this is offensive. Like it's like what about that guy? Does that offend you? He's just a troubled soul. I pay my taxes. Like it's always white women. It's all you could read the white women in the
review.
Yeah, I it's so funny. I went to what do you call it? I went to San Diego. I was doing show. There's a bar called Commerce and Crafts.
Okay.
And they got amazing food and amazing drinks, but they have like rules. They don't serve ketchup and they don't serve, or is it ketchup? There's something they don't serve, but they don't serve vodka. I know that's for sure.
Okay.
So you go there. That's like the one liquor they don't do. I don't know if the dude got like dumped by some white chick that blew, and he's just like, I'm not serving. She like vodka. We're not doing fucking any vodka here. Anyway, they have. It's crazy. It's crazy. They got a speakeasy tiki bar in the back. It's a great bar and they have great brunch. You go to the bathroom. And you hear like what is this, like a book on tape? Like what is this? It's like different accents talking and saying things. And I found out, and I was like, wait, I know what this is. My girlfriend pops up. She's like, are you listening to this? I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I bang on the women's restroom. I'm like, I know what it is. I know. There was no one in there. I was like, I know what it is. I know what it is. I was like, it's their Yelp reviews. They recorded all their negative Yelp reviews in different. There was a robot, an accent. Like why would you know?
Now that's funny.
I was like, they're trolling the people. I was like. And it's so fun. And we sat in the bathroom. Our friends thought we were like hooking up in there. I was like, no, you got to go to the bathroom. Like, yeah, I bet. No, I meant like because the reviews.
The Yelp reviews in the bathroom.
They're so negative. It's hilarious. I love that.
That's that's a good flip.
That's
way
turn
to
your
take
haters
a negative,
into your
turn
supporters.
into a positive. Yeah.
Dude, man, the best is I was reviewing restaurants before we go to Europe. We're going to Europe. I think I told you. So I was like, there's one place where they invented fettuccine Alfredo. And I got a reservation there. We're going there. And I was like, I was just looking at the reviews because the reviews were kind of mixed. They're mostly good. It was 4 out of 5 stars, which I'll take. I'll take. And I heard it was good from like someone I trust. So, rich white girl. So I'm looking at, and this is hilarious because there's a place called Alfredo Al Scrofa. If you want to just like smoke weed or just have fun and like read something funny, go on TripAdvisor, go to Alfredo Al Scrofa or whatever it's called, and read the reviews that are negative because the manager apparently bangs back on everybody. Somebody was like, it's not worth the price and da-da-da. He's like, my friends recommended this, and I saw like he was like, he clapped back right away. He's like, please don't blame us for not enjoying it. Blame your friends for picking a place out of your budget.
Oh, so he's like really.
He's savage. He's like, he's like, someone's like, the noodles were dry and weird, and they tasted like ramen. And he was like, you have proven that you know nothing about pasta or ramen. And he's like, and he just like his favorite thing is like, maybe you'd be more happy at McDonald's. He spelled it in 2 words too, McDonald's. Dude, I was reading these reviews to my girl, and I was like, bro, I'm coming for this guy. And I almost hope somebody complains while I'm there. I'm just gonna grab the popcorn or the fettuccine. I'm like, white lady from Kansas.
Look, here comes McDonald's. Here comes McDonald's.
I love when he does this one. Yeah, go to McDonald's. He said it. I'm gonna start taking bets like, hey, $5. He said something about the budget. $5. He said something.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh.
Well, enjoy your fucking trip, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
More to come. Excited. When's your next show? I'm coming.
It's tonight. So it's probably not that one.
When's the one after that?
I'll take the weekend off. I canceled the one on Saturday for date night, Sunday, Monday, and ship, and I'll get my schedule on Monday. I'll hit you up, bro.
All right.
I love you, dog.
Brother.
Thank you.
Peace.